What is going on, YouTube? And how are my folks in the Panzer Battalion? I know it's been a while. I've been severely neglecting Sabaton. And because of that, I have something special in store. We're going to just start cranking through the Great War album, starting with the first two songs, The Future of Warfare and The Seven Pillars of Wisdom. I did not want to take up too much time. Let's just kind of get onto the first song, and I'll do a tiny explanation before the song starts. So here we go. Okay, so I spent a little bit of time on the Sabaton History channel that covers this song, and I saw enough to understand pretty much what the song is going to be about. So like I mentioned in the previous video, World War I was one of the first large-scale battles, the first large-scale battle fought following the Industrial Revolution. So there were massive advancements in both weaponry and medicine and everything all at once in a very short span of time. In the beginning of the war, we were still using horses, still using bayonets, cannon fire, things like that. Well, very quickly, we started to see the machine gun and large artillery rounds, motorized vehicles, all kinds of things. And honestly, generals really didn't know what to do with that. So they just kind of holed up in these trenches in an attempt to gain positions and defenses and stave off casualties as much as they could. So in the end, it just turned into one big nasty stalemate and just a nightmare experience for the soldiers. Well, it seems like this song focuses mostly on the tanks, which were the major tipping point for the war at the very end, because the tanks were able to move the line forward and things like that and basically break through defenses that otherwise couldn't be breached. So the tank was actually the deciding factor that ended up winning the war for the French and the British and the US and so on. So that's about it. If you want to learn more, check out the Sabaton History channel. I know they delve really deep into the battle lines and all kinds of stuff that was happening. I didn't watch all that. I will definitely check it out later, but I want to get to this music, so here we go. Man, I really like that little pause. Here, I'm going to stop real quick. I really love the way they were kind of messing with the phrasing there. You know, the pauses were in odd spots and things like that. I'm just hearing a new sound here. And I even noticed that when I listen to The Great War, this almost sounds like a new band, almost like a whole new level of songwriting. And I'm definitely hearing that here. So let's just listen to that again really quick. And I promise I won't pause too much, but I just love the way they're messing with the phrasing here. Drawn out. And then it goes. Just doing it.
September 15, 1916. The first wave approaches. Atlantic hits through fire and brimstone, breaking away, coming your way. Standing in the line of fire, trying to lead the way. Coming on a trench wire, going through the endless gray. Standing in the line of fire, moving on through the fray. Coming on a trench wire, lead the fire another day.
Nice. I just love this lead work in this song. Again, it sounds like a different band. Super cool. I'm loving it, loving it.
The spell has been broken.
It's that lead work.
A new way to wage war has come. The future of warfare for all to be seen. 1918. The new
yep.
world approaches. The level at the mechanized warfare. Breaking away, coming your way.
so cool. Okay, I'm just going to pause there really quick. So I am kind of wishing I paid more attention to the Sabaton History channel, because I thought the tanks came toward the end. But we're seeing two different dates here. We're seeing a date in 1916, which would have been, I believe, about halfway through the war. And then 2018, right? I'm sorry, 1918. Anyways, 1916 and 1918, which 1918 would have been kind of more toward the end of the war, which makes more sense in my brain. So I'm going to have to go back and find out what that first date is for. So anyways. Oh, and about this solo, I got to say, Mr. Babyface, I still haven't learned his name, but I've called him Babyface. Also, Baby Meatloaf is another one that I've kind of thought about, but gosh, I hope he doesn't watch these and get pissed. But anyways, amazingly talented guy. And I started watching some videos of his band. I'm trying to think of their names. I'll post it there. But anyways, he's got an incredible voice. Super talented guy. So that's all I got to say. God, I just can't wait to crank through this album and just from start to finish, just like Careless Rex. Cool. All right, cool video. All right, let's head on to, I know this song. Let's head on to 7 Pillars of Wisdom though. Okay, so now we're moving on to the 7 Pillars of Wisdom. Basically a song about Lawrence of Arabia, who played a very interesting role in World War I. So basically, the Ottoman Empire, right around Egypt and in the Middle East, was aligned with the Central Powers. So T.E. Lawrence was a British officer who had studied Arab history and language and everything, and went down with the attempt to create an Arab revolt against the Ottoman Empire, which he basically did. So they went and they sabotaged some train lines and did some things and basically kind of messed things up for the Ottoman Empire. So again, as usual, check out the Sabaton History channel or watch the movie or even read the book, The 7 Pillars of Wisdom, written by T.E. Lawrence. So without further ado, it's going to be a long video. Let's head into it. Got subtitles. And I even figured out how to not get it to go into the next video. So I learned something today. Is so cool. I guess they filmed in location too. They are just so badass. I can't say that enough. Where that is. I'm gonna get one of those coats with my name on the back.
We're here.
Are they gonna perform on this thing like they did Disney? Okay, I gotta hear that again. I'm sorry, I gotta hear that intro again because I was talking. Wait. Oh, damn.
glistening sun. In the heart of a
My damn camera shut off again. I apologize. Here we go.
far from home, a man with a mission. In the heat of the glistening sun. In the heart of ancient tradition. This man's journey has only begun. Lead the charge, a raider has entered the battlefield. Sabaton, the game is about to unfold. As the darkness falls and Arabia calls, on the spreads his wings as the battle begins. May the land lay claim unto Lord and name. Seven pillars of wisdom lights the flame.
That is so cool. And really quick too, I gotta mention that's actually Indy Idell. I think his first name you say it Indy, I believe. But he's actually playing Lawrence of Arabia, and he looks a lot like him. I was actually shocked to see how much he looks like Peter O'Toole. If you've ever seen the original movie,
You killed him. He was my friend.
I mean, these guys. Who else really goes out of their way to play at actual historical sites, to play on a damn ship in the middle of the ocean, possibly where the Bismarck sunk? Like, these guys are just, they just blow me away. Damn.
Wisdom lights the flame. Our rebels to gain independence. Hide and seek hunters hot to the trail. Join the ranks, obtain their acceptance. Side by side, raid the Ottoman rail. Lead the charge, Medina, Medina, Damascus calls. Sabotage, demolish the bridges to dust. As the darkness falls and Arabia calls, on the spreads his wings as the battle begins. May the land lay claim unto Lawrence name. Seven pillars of wisdom lights the flame. After the war has been won, deception or treason, who can tell? Who stood to gain? Who stood to lose? Who did the dying? Betrayal and trust from within, or compel. The pillars of wisdom can tell. Back home where a new life awaits. Whispers are past, the sands of Arabia calling.
Okay, so really quick, those lyrics were pretty powerful. So T.E. Lawrence found himself in a bad position because he felt a true connection with the Arab people. And even though they accepted him, he knew that he would never really be one of them. So he was an outsider to them. But then at the same time, he would turn around and see how the British were treating people like this, right? They looked at him as inferior, they looked on him, and they actually broke a lot of their promises, I guess. When he went there to go manufacture this revolt, there was a lot of promises of freedom and self-government and all kinds of things like that I guess the British kind of backed out on. So when he wrote his book, I guess it was a very kind of in-your-face criticism about the British Empire, basically. So yeah, just a very depressed, disillusioned person toward the end of his life, or at least after the war. So that's kind of what those lyrics were about there. Sands of Arabia Calling, probably he feels more at home with the Arabs and in the Sahara Desert than he does back in England or wherever. Okay, so about that really quick. I love how they kind of take turns doing the solo. So I'm going to ask a very important question here. Is there any songs, and I haven't seen any so far, where they do like dueling guitars? I love dueling guitars, where they just kind of bounce back and forth off each other. I doubt it, only because, in my opinion, it seems like Sabaton is more interested in telling the story than showing off. But let me know if they do anything like that, because I think that'd be super cool. And I guess there's that coin they found. Kind of like that locket, aka compass, in the Bismarck. Okay.
As the darkness falls and Arabia calls on the spreads his wings as the battle begins. May the land lay claim unto Lord and Saint, seven pillars of wisdom lights the flame. As the darkness falls and Arabia calls on the spreads his wings as the battle begins. May the land lay claim unto Lord and Saint, seven pillars of wisdom lights the flame.
Man, that's awesome. Oh, it's not over. It was like almost a 6-minute video. Yeah, look at that. Wow. We got another minute. Makes me need some water. God, just so cool. All right, super incredible. Let's go ahead and wrap this up. All right, so I don't think this band ever ceases to amaze me with what it is they're doing. Just the careful attention to detail they have in their videos, the amazing learning experience it is just being a fan, and especially if you go down that rabbit hole of checking out their history channel and all of that, there's probably a good 100 hours worth of material on there. And never mind the amazing music that goes with it. So I can't wait to just keep trucking along. So moving forward, I think what I'm going to do just like this. We're going to get through this Great War album, 2 songs at a time, and they look like they pair up very nicely. So next will be like 82nd All the Way and Attack of the Dead Men. Then you've got Devil Dogs and the Red Baron, right? Ghosts in the Trenches and Field of Verdun. And then the End of the War to End All Wars and In Flanders Field. So we're just going to knock out the rest of this with twofers moving forward. And then who knows, maybe after that I'll check out some of their medieval stuff or whatever. But either way, if you're still here, thank you all for watching. And I hope to see you in the comments section. But until then, please everybody be safe, be healthy, and be nice to each other.